Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wondering Wednesday, a revolution of love, ascent to joy, just so many things. And I'm here to talk to you today about change. Such a big topic, particularly when we have moved from 2020 into 2021. But change is probably the one constant in life, is it not? So, my name is Christine Elwert. I'm a guide and a teacher and a healer and an author and a Kabbalist and a spiritual being who is here to assist. So, what am I here to assist you with? Well, don't know if you've noticed lately, I'm sure you have, but change is going on constantly, particularly in our world right now. You know, I'm going into my 70th year of life. And it amazes me just how fast things are moving. I can remember as a child that the days seemed long. And not in a bad way. I mean, there were times when going through the day was pleasurable and full. But there are also times when it just kind of dragged. And there have been various periods of time in my life where it's dragged. I don't think anybody can say it's dragging right now. Because if it is, then get back on this planet. Because there's work to do. And it's wonderful work. So change, the one constant in life, and necessary, because without change, we have stagnation. One of the things I've talked to you about in the past is the hydroponics garden. And I have 2 new units that are growing sweet peppers right now. And I almost feel like every time I go down there that they're bigger because they've changed. And why are they changing? What are they moving toward? They're moving toward producing a beautiful fruit, a vegetable, to provide nutrition for me and my husband. And yet it started with the little teeniest, tiniest seed put in this odd little rock wool thing to incubate and percolate and do magic and to awaken in that seed its potential. And that's part of my mission in life, is to awaken those seeds in you so that you can reach your potential. And we're going to do that through change. Because how do we grow? How do we produce fruits in our lives that are good and nutritious and make the world a better place? Well, it begins with that inspiration. And I'm going to talk about that for a minute, because change that comes from divine inspiration truly moves life into a new place and a new state of being. So looking at that that incubation, that inspiration. So the inspiration is you are the seed. Okay, you are the seed. And the inspiration comes in as light and warmth and water and nutrients. I'm not going to say soil because I do hydroponics. So we have nutrients. And with the inspiration, okay, we're encouraged to sprout. And what does the sprouting consist of? It's so interesting. It's a pushing through. It's the tiniest little spark of life that then pushes through that seed in two ways. The top to create the plant, the bottom to create the roots that are going to keep it grounded and able to draw nutrients up to the plant. So it's a twofold change. What does that mean for us? So when we tap into that seed, that part of us that's ready to grow, and you know, because you can feel the pressure of it, at least I can. I've always been able to feel the pressure of the change that is coming. And I know that there are ways that I can respond to that, okay? I can ignore it, and that only works for a certain amount of time. I can resist it, and that's not a very good option either, because the resistance generally makes me stagnate, which makes me feel trapped. Or I can cooperate and be in kind of a passive cooperation, or I can percolate and I can be an active participant in the change. And that is by far the best. You know, years ago when I was in my 50s, I studied martial arts. I studied Taekwondo. Actually, it was a mixed, so I studied a lot of different forms, but I started with Kung Fu and Tai Chi. And in learning martial arts, we learned about the energy that occurs between people. Now, this was done to teach us about being partners, not necessarily opponents. But one of the examples that I'll never, ever forget was my Sifu, my teacher. He said, partners, not opponents. Okay, so let's look at the ways that you can respond to a partner. So let's say the partner's not being very partner-like, or maybe he is, or she is. Okay, and she comes at you with a punch. You can ignore the punch, but not really, only momentarily, because then you're going to get clocked. Or you can resist and have power on power. Ouch, I did that way too many times. Or you can sidestep, so change your energy, more of a, it's active, but sidestep, and so that the punch comes by you. Or you can participate and you can move that punch into an action that takes your partner under control, so that then you can have a nice talk about why your partner is punching. there was always another option, and that was to run like hell. And frankly, there were situations when that was kind of a better option. But when we're talking about change, when we're talking about our response to change, okay, we're talking about a participation that can occur that is going to help the seed within us to not only sprout, but to root and to produce something truly beautiful. So 2021 is a year of change. I just had a beautiful astrology reading by a friend of mine, Alex. And there's lots of change in this year for me, and there is for you too. And then I also participated in a forecast for 2021 by Dr. Teresa Bullard, and also a forecast by Alex Cheho. And there is a lot of change coming, a lot. Now, how we respond to that change is going to make the difference in your life. You can ignore it. Not a great idea. You can do power on power. Resist. Also not a good idea. You can redirect, which is a great idea. And then you can take the energy and you can produce an opportunity for communication, conversation, for an opportunity to produce peace. I know most people don't think about martial arts and the word peace together, but for me, that's really what it was about. It was about bringing about peace within myself and peace in the interactions that I had with other people through knowing how to manage the energy that was coming my way. So I'm going to encourage you. All of these videos here give you droplets of light, give you nutrients, give you inspiration to manage the change in this year with grace, with absolute grace. And what are the fruits? Well, let's start with love, peace, and joy. Those are great fruits. Within yourself, with other people, and then looking for opportunities in the systems in which you are a participant, and taking the action that needs to happen for that energy to be transformed into a peaceful transaction. I'm going to be talking more about this in the future because it's not an easy process. It's simple, but it's definitely not easy. And it can be somewhat counterintuitive. But if you're aware, if you wake up and there's an awareness, then I'm telling you, you have the ability to transform everything. So join me in this revolution of love and learn to take change to work for the good, not just for you, but for everyone. I love you, and I'll talk to you again.